Hi buddy, welcome back to Vintage Story, episode 59 with me, Sid, and today we're going to take things a little easy. We're not going to go mad trying to change the world or, explore distant shores. We are going to keep things nice and steady. We have got a decent pick, so I don't need to worry about that right now. And when we get a temporal storm, we have now got, hopefully, a working drifter grinder, and we've got a bear. We have our crops planted. We have our canes planted. We've got this over here ready to rock and roll for piggies, but I'm not really ready to start running around trying to capture piggies because I'm fairly certain there's a bear over that way, and it's there may be trouble ahead, I think, as a song that would be most appropriate. However, what we are, or have got, and I've just hit J for Journeyman, which is wrong, diddly wrong. We have got a whole number of copper deposits around us. 3 down here, 1 up there, 3 down there, another 2 down that side, 1 there. Plenty. I think the word we're looking for here is there's lots of copper. So I am relatively copper shy right now. I've gone through most of my copper. So what I want to do is I want to grab a bed. I want to grab a crock of food. I've got some bread rolls on me, and I'd like to head on out and have a little bit of a hunt around for the old copper, because I've got 2 ingots left, and that's about, well, actually no, that's strictly speaking not true. I have got 4 ingots left, and we are going to need more, even when I find any tin or bismuth or any of the necessaries for making what's the word I'm looking for? Alloys, the bronze. So let's make a start. Oh, bed. If I go out without a bed, I will feel foolish. We should have a spare bed. We do. And I've got a reasonable amount of stuff, so space, that should keep us ticking. Let's get out and let's see what we can find, because we've been cooped up around here for too long, and I would like to get out and just, try and enjoy the outside a bit and have a chat, because it's been too long since we got just to have a wander around the countryside and chat about stuff. It's a bit of a strange thing. Have a chat. It's a bit one way, because I get to talk, you get to listen, but of course you do get to comment back in the comments. So swings and roundabouts and all that kind of stuff. It's not always one-sided, but hopefully going forwards we will be in a position to explore further afield and just really get our game going, and just enjoy the game for what it is. Now, I don't know how far I'm going to take this season, because obviously I'm on episode 59 now, but I think were I to start over, I would be looking to migrate a lot further south right from the word or get-go, not necessarily the word go, but the get-go, because yeah, I think I'm too far north, and I keep hitting J for journey map, and it's not J for journey map, it's Metha map. So my first copper that I want to go and have a bash at is over on that side. I'm here, it's over there, so we might as well find a reasonably safe way down. The other good thing about being up high like this is I can at least spot any hairy balls of death that are waiting for us. But yeah, so while we're talking, I was driving to work the other day, as you do, and because I work, hello. You are not getting away from me. No. Oh, hello. Yeah, and let me just get a breath of air. Listening to some music as I do in the car. I have done nothing major in terms of music. My music tastes are, well, mine. They're uniquely mine. Shall we say? I'm not going to get yearly. That's red meat. Oh, that's a shame. I'm not going to really get to do much with that. And I have I drive a hybrid vehicle because, you know, that's the future. Well, the future, I suppose, is fully electric, but I live in a terraced house, which means that I have no driveway, and the idea of having an electric vehicle is not viable for me because I have nowhere to charge it. I can rarely park outside my own house, so you know, how you actually would do an electric vehicle charging points for those, I really don't know. And this plan that the government has to ban the sale of new cars except for electric, well, let's just say it's interesting because I don't see how they're going to be able to enforce it with the charging infrastructure that's in the UK. Anyway, I digress, which is, you know, should be my middle name. I'm digressing again, you see. But I was driving to work and listening to music, and I like dance music. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I do like a bit of happy hardcore or some of the 90s dance music, and one of the tracks I got on there came up, and well, to cut a long story short, it reminded me of a video game that I played many years ago. A couple of them actually did for that particular day, just for good measure. But this first one that came on, and I don't know how many people remember this video game. I'm trying to think when it was. In fact, let me just double check a second. When did it? When? No, I don't want to do the thing. Oh man, my typing is terrible today. 1988 it was released in Europe, and it was released by Taito. It was a really weird video game, but it was one that I really enjoyed. New Zealand story. Now, I don't know how many of you will remember that. If you will remember it, it was definitely a... Wow, here we go. I think we have our things. And it had a really good soundtrack for a late 80s video game, which in itself, that was a rarity. So, but I got the soundtrack. Sandstone Rock. Got to be down here somewhere. So it got me thinking about formative things, not just video games, but the things that were formative and instrumental in probably who you are now. Because I collect, for those who don't know, I also collect Funko Pops. But I don't collect just any old Funko Pops. I only collect Funko Pops that have a strategic or sentimental value to me. So, for example, I was a massive, and still am, a massive fan of the Rocky Horror Picture Show back in the day. I've been to see it live 4 times now, actually, I think. And every time I have gone dressed for the show, I think is probably the discreet way of saying it. I go as oh, hello, there we go. Found it. So I have the Frankenfurter Funko Pop from Rocky Horror Show because as a point in history as a film, it was a formative part of my life. It's one that I've gone to see a lot of, and you know, it's there. I have I think I've got Pinhead up there because one of my favourite movie franchises, the Hellraiser franchise, and I'm to the point where I'll even forgive them to a degree for some of the things they did to that poor and innocent little film, because it did get treated very peculiarly. Wow, that's not a huge amount, is it? 7 of those. I wonder whether there's any more about. So, yeah, it got me thinking about these formative things in our lives and what in our growing up stages had some kind of impact on our personal development, because it is surprising how many things do affect that development. How many things will, change your outlook on life or the way you think about something. For example, because I said kind of implied there was more than one song that reminded me of a video game, and the other one, and this one really is going back because we're going back into the early 80s now, the Spectrum days, is Jet Set Willy. And that can only be described as chiptune because it probably was the original chiptune. I think we've probably gone through about all of this. These copper deposits, never the biggest in the world, but that is not a bad haul. I'm going to need to get out as well. That's of course is another. That's a now problem as well, and then I need to find somewhere to hide. Do I want those rocks? Yes and no. I will keep the soil because I think that will be useful. So yeah, Attic Attack was another video game. So I suppose my question to you in the comments is, what games can you think of that have that kind of significance to you in your life, if you think back on what were the early games? And I know some people, I've probably asked questions like this before. I'm getting old now, my memory is not what it was, you know what I mean, forgive me. But yeah, it was just interesting. I mean, Jet Set Willy was obviously one. Jet Set Willy or Manic Miner, depending on how you do it. If I remember rightly, the game was Manic Miner and the character was Jet Set Willy. And then, of course, what was the other one? Attic Attack. That was another really classic old game from the day. It was interesting. I don't know whether you've seen Wreck-It Ralph. Either of them, but the nostalgia value of that. What is that over there? I'm sorry. Of that film. It was great. They made a film which had so much relevance to so many people, because obviously there was it's just gravel. Okay, obviously there was no, it's not. Oh God, where am I? I'm here. I think go straight south might be the way forward. I can dig down and bury myself in the cliff wall over there if and when we need to sleep. Yeah, it really did cover a lot of the balls, and you know, anybody of my generation or even the generation after me will look at a lot of those games with fondness and memories. You know, I mean, let's face facts. Well, the Spectrum era now is 20, 30, nearly 40. It's about 40 years ago. And yet to me it seems almost like it was yesterday in some respects. You know, sitting in your mate's bedroom with a Sinclair ZX Spectrum 48K plugged into a 14-inch colour telly via standard aerial cables, as it was, I think, back then. I don't think we were even on SCART at that point. You know, the audio cassette recorders, trying to get the volume set just right, just perfect, so it would load the game, and you would sit there and you'd wait 10 minutes or 15 minutes for this game to load. And bearing in mind you were loading 48 kilobytes at the outside, you know, the amount of actual data you were loading, and you can tell I just pressed the wrong button again. The amount of data you were loading was pathetic by any modern standard. And you'd wait 15-20 minutes, it would load and load, you'd have that horrible screeching, it sound like the nearest thing a lot of the younger generation would have is maybe a fax machine, but even that is somewhat old school. There's a bunny there, look. And 2 minutes before it was due to be loaded, you find out that your volume was not set quite right, and bang, it gone. That was it. Start over, adjust the volume ever so slightly, and I mean ever so slightly. You must remember to look for bushes while we're out as well. They are not bushes, however. And you start over. Oh, happy days. And now, you know, I routinely upload a file which is, well, I mean, this video, once I've processed it and uploaded it, will be in excess of 2 gigabytes. You know, not kilobytes, not megabytes, gigabytes. And that is actually quite terrifying, because even the gigabytes are not actually that big now. Now we obviously, people start talking about petabyte storage, and whilst most of us wouldn't have that kind of storage at home or would never need it, it is interesting to think that there are now disk arrays that are in the petabyte range, and you have to wonder how long before we hit yottabytes or exabytes. Yeah, there's a lot of data out there. So yeah, it's just interesting, fascinating. It fascinates me, the entire process of this, really. Quality medium, okay. Well, this is definitely getting us some stuff. I haven't, that was nothing on the old temporal storm front yet, which of course is a good thing. I'm not asking for one, please. But I can teleport back now, which is at least a plus point. And of course, you know, I can also hide myself underground now to sleep, so that's all good. But yeah, anyway, let me know in the comments what your early memories of video games are, and how, what they mean to you more than anything. I mean, that scared me half to death. It's only a raccoon. Because memories are fundamental to who and what we are. They are a formative foundation upon which our personalities are based, and therefore, wow, is that about it? Am I run out of copper again? Come on, give me more. I think that's about it. Oh, and there's a chappie not far away. Next one is down there. Can I get myself out easily enough? Yes, of course I can. Just go up here like this. Right. Yeah, I'm going to continue on to another waypoint, or a place of safety, relative safety. If the night looks like it's going to come down on us suddenly, which must be getting close to. What time is it? 4 o'clock, so it's not too bad yet. Oh, hello, more copper. Ha ha ha. Let's where are you? I know you're here somewhere. Well, maybe not here somewhere, but that's just a sheep. Right, well, we definitely need to think about where we're going to spend the night. I definitely also need to think about eating some food. Native copper, medium chunk, porch. Okay, that's fine. But I guess it's going to be how many bits it gives me out of the process. Let's got to be down here somewhere. Oh, that was very close. It's only a wolf. I'm not scared of the wolf, but it was a bit too close for my comfort. Boop, boop. Right. Well, I think we're going to be spending the night here then, and then I'm going to grab that, hopefully grab more copper over there. I may even just tunnel down from this if we can. See if we can't find it, because it's only a few blocks in that direction. And we'll see how we get on. Be back in a bit. Alright, it is the morning. It's only just the morning, it's 5:30. The resin there, but it's quite high up the tree. And there were definitely multiple wolves howling in the night, and they sounded like they were coming from that direction. So the sensible choice is to go directly to them, because they're probably over that way. The other thing is, and I'm hitting the wrong button again, there is a copper deposit there, and then we can cut more or less straight through and hopefully avoid any entanglements with anything that we would rather not get entangled. And while we are at it, we can also keep our eyes peeled for some blackberry, blueberry, or no, black currant, red currant, oh I don't know, not currants, berries, berry bushes, not currant bushes. But there is most definitely, I do not like, that is very close. I think I need to head this way because I think the wolf is most definitely over there. I don't like the inability to see what is around me. It's yeah, I don't mind you. You're sat underground growling and growling and snarling, yeah. You've got to get out to the surface first before you're a problem. It's the big hairy buggers that I don't like. The big ones that want to eat my face. I just don't like being in these enclosed spaces. Especially not when I fall down and inevitably cock up my jumps like that. Because having height on a situation is always beneficial in my opinion. And that's just a birch leaf, isn't it? Not a bush. Again, take it slowly through the vintage story walk. Stop. Listen. I mean, realistically, this must be how hunter-gatherers kind of moved. I won't say in the old days, that sounds really, in the old days, the good old days, when men were real men and small furry creatures from Alpha Centauri were real small. God, I do not like this. Don't like the fact you can't see a few foot in front of your own face. It's horrible. But realistically, ancient man must have handled this kind of set of circumstances where you were moving through poor visibility areas, and they must have had techniques for this. They can't have just sat there hacking all the, well, I suppose they could have just sat there hacking all the jungle down, but you kind of lose that stealth factor if you're going to sit there knocking all the bushes out of the way every time something gets in the way. Anything that, was waiting to eat you on the other side was probably going, oh, you think, oh, you're someone breaking a bush over there. I don't know why they've got a Cornish accent, by the way, and it's or for that matter, a bad Cornish accent. Because I wouldn't even go to say that was a bad Cornish accent. It was just a generic West Country sound. Now this is obviously where I've seen the copper. Question is, where is the copper? Because it's got to be around here somewhere. Again, bad West Country accent. See if we can't find it. It's got to be around here. There it is. It's poor, so it's not particularly good quality copper, so I'm not going to be too worried if it peters out and just, you know, runs down to nothing. It's kind of a vertical vein almost, isn't it? Yes, it is. It's running downwards. But I'm not going to complain. It is more copper, after all. I've got plenty of dirt for digging or pillaring out, so that's not a major problem. There's some more. And I think after this, I'm going to take this copper back and I'm going to stop pushing my luck. I've eliminated a number of copper mine positions on the map. And that wolf is definitely getting closer. There's more. And more. But this doesn't solve any long-term metallurgy issues I've got, other than making sure that when I do find the makings of a decent, I think we're probably done there, a decent source of rabbit. I mean, in my thoughts, a rabbit would not be hanging around near a place that there was a wolf. But I have to wonder whether the rabbits know this. Where am I now? There, blue clay. Still pardon me. Yeah, still. Where am I now? Let me have a look. How? That's the quarry. I'm not a million miles away from home, but I might as well be. I feel very vulnerable. Mainly because I just heard multiple wolf voices in the night and not a single one. And as we've kind of already discovered, you know, a pack of wolves can make your day go very badly indeed. But we're not far away now, look. Yeah, it must have been horrible, terrifying almost to exist and live wild like this. I mean, terrifying me, and I'm just a video game character. So, But we got out, we got away from the house. That was just me falling. That was just me falling, don't worry. It scared me off to death, but it was just me falling. Right. Now, I was going to say we're safely back home, but that has been disproven on a number of occasions when I've come back to find a bear wandering around in my garden. And I think we do need to just secure the perimeter before we make that assumption. The sheep are fine, they're happy. Everything else seems to be okay. And that brings us a bit closer to another temporal storm where we can test our drifter farm. A bit of closer, not a lot closer unfortunately. We have, however, no, that's not where I wanted to go. We have now got 60, so we've almost got 20 pieces there. Then you've got 54 medium, poor chunks of native copper and more poor chunks of native copper. Sandstone there and claystone, that's the only real difference. That meat is just going to more or less go to waste, I suspect. I may cook it up just so we can eat it, but could do with going out and get some more peat at some point as well. But yeah, I mean, we came, we went out, we didn't die. That's, you know, always a good start in my experience. You know, if you go out and don't die. Oh wow, am I actually full in that box now? Good grief, that's surprising. Now I tend to use these for walls, so if I go and just grab myself a couple more, then I can store the walls and not waste them, because I do go through quite a lot of effort to get these stones sometimes, and being able to waste them like that would be a bit criminal. Anyway, let me just sort myself out, cook me this meat up, and I will be back with you in a little while. Alright, so given I've gone out and I've got myself all of this, oh, what was that? That was lead. All of this copper, and I have got my nearly broken copper hammer here, which we can hammer that. Then we've got another 23 poor pieces, so that's 123, and then we have got a hell of a lot more there, and it's 20 units per, so I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, so that's 96, that's 10 ingots, so no, that's 5 ingots, do your maths right, John. So that would be 10 ingots, 8 ingots. Oh, come on. That's 5 ingots. Plus another 4 is 9. So that's too many. We need to half that and half that. So it needs to be 160. And then we can take that lot, and that would make you another 8. And then, yeah. Sorry, ignore. It's been a really long day. I've been doing maths with stupid figures that bear no resemblance to anything ever in reality, and consequently I am not necessarily working on the best mental acumen right now, because yeah, faffing around for next year's budget has skewed my head to really stupid figures. So I think we can put 40 in. So I don't know whether you have to do this. I certainly seemed to be like this when you did it back in the day. No, that's not right. That's going like that, and then. But you know, we can do this and make those up. That's fine. They can actually go into here like that. So I know there is things. I'm actually just one thing short of an ingot there. So what we shall do is we'll get maybe 4 or 5 of those, and we'll get this thing smelting down, and we'll make ourselves 8 more ingots of copper, and then we'll do the next 8. And I can always break the copper back down later using the hammer. So yeah, let's get ourselves a batch of copper going and see where that takes us. Back in a bit. Alright, there we go. Almost got it. I think I can probably take that out. I can most definitely take that out. And we can do this. It used to put any metalsmith will tell you that the safest way to pour metal is while stood on the table where your moulds are honest. This is obviously and just I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, of course. Keeping safety firmly in mind, walk around on your copper, your molten metal moulds, which are full of, you know, hot metal, which is at nearly 1200 degrees centigrade. You know, that is the safe way. Health and safety is important, you know, prevent accidents at work, yada yada. Anyway, that is going to take a while for to set. We are going to, if I can just get my mouse to stay still, a little screenshot of the thing. We've had our little trip out. I've had a bit of a chat. You know, do let me know. Let me have a chat about things that you would never think of as being the things that make you you. It is fascinating when you actually start to look at the formative experiences within your life. What some of them are. I want to just check. My leather. Have I got any? No. I don't think I've killed anything for a while actually, so maybe that's something I need to go do, is go out and kill a few things. Bear's prime candidate. No, we're not going to kill the bear. Onions are growing, that's all good. But yeah, I really am just waiting now to try and test out this drift thing, and then we can head off and get a proper explore. And again, I keep hitting J for journey map. I'll learn eventually. We've still got plenty of copper deposits about. There's still that one. There's still 3 down there. There's still 2 over here, and then further afield we have more. What I am missing. Oh, there's that ruin down there that we still need to go and try and explore, but that's going to take quite a lot of effort just to get down there. And then I think we need to move down south, and I'm not sure whether we're better off going south this way, down past the thing, or south down that way, and I'm not sure which is the better of the two. There is a trader there, I can see him on the map, and we have been quite far this way. I think we need to be going south though and try and find that more temperate climate for future development. But on that note, thank you very much for watching, guys. I know some of these were not getting as much done as maybe we'd like, but you know, this is a slow progress game, and I either skip a whole load of stuff or we trundle along within the game itself. But we've solved an immediate problem with the with the copper. I don't think we can actually take these out yet, can we? No. And yeah, till next time, thanks for watching. See you soon and bye for now.